Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with Cecilia Bartoli's Rossini box. This is an amazing tribute. I mean, it's a deluxe edition. It's put together very nicely. It has 15 CDs and 6 DVDs. And I think it's fabulous when an artist of this stature devotes herself to a single composer, and so well, first of all, and reveals tons of neglected repertoire. And I don't know how many people bought this. I really don't. But I saw it. It was still in print. I said, oh, boy. And I have the individual releases. But it's cool to look at this. It's one of these, take your life into your hands boxes, although it fits rather nicely. And maybe it will fall more slowly than some of the others. But let's see what's in here. You get this little handy Gucci here to get it out. You get a fabulous, big, thick, juicy booklet. Really quite splendid with all kinds of stuff. Of course, the stuff doesn't include texts and translations. Why would they bother with that? I mean, it's got credits galore. But still, I mean, big, juicy essays and all that stuff. And it's got all of her Decca Rossini recordings so far. In any case, I don't know what actually is happening now, because there hasn't been much action on the opera front from Decca in a few years. But and inside you have this sort of nest egg of paper sleeve things. But still, it's beautifully packaged. Everything fits in it. I mean, I really can't complain. So let's take out these suckers and have a look at what Bartoli's done. Now, I have to say, I have seen in the comments, when I've mentioned her before, and also, some other places, that Bartoli can be a polarizing figure. Have we ever met an opera person who is not a polarizing figure? I mean, ever since, Maria Callas got going, we have people screaming about she did this or she did that, and it was wrong and it was awful. And, in opera, more than any other field of music, people are likely to go to extremes and say something sucks just because they don't like it. Or they disagree with the approach, not because there's any kind of objective sense of what really sucks and what really doesn't. It's not because they're not capable or because something's wrong. It's because someone just dislikes the personality of the artist. And I tend to enjoy the personality of the artist, I have to say. And Bartoli's one of those artists whose personalities I enjoy because she has one. And she deploys it intelligently and artistically. And yes, she has her mannerisms. She does. She has a superb technical equipment. She could spit out notes a million miles an hour. She's got a great, range. And she does do things like she whispers a lot. She sort of, instead of just singing, she futzes with the text and so she has her mannerisms. And of course, watching her, and there are 6 DVDs here, is sort of an experience because she has sort of these facial tics while she sings. She's like, one eye's down here, and I can't complain because one of my eyes is down here too. So, we're all on the same page. We really are. But you get used to it, and you either accept her for what she is, which is a superb artist, an intelligent artist, or you don't. And if you don't, I don't care. So there you go. So disc 1, Rossini arias, CD 1. These are not original jacket things, actually, so that it looks a little bit strange. These are fabulous aria recitals. I mean, they really are. And on disc 1, we've got arias by. Can I tell you who's doing them? Yes. Well, let's see. We have arias from, pardon me, the Italian woman in Algiers, the Lady of the Lake, La Donna del Lago, Tancredi, Otello, the Stabat Mater, La Pietra del Paragone, one of those early one-act farces that Rossini did, and Cenerentola, Non più mesta, which of course is the glorious rondeau finale. And she's got accompanied by the Arnold Schoenberg Choir and the Konzertvereinigung Wiener Volksopern Orchestra. Oh, that's the orchestra under Giuseppe Patane. Yeah, so that's, I mean, it's fabulous. The next one we have here is 19 songs and the cantata Giovanna d'Arco. So this is with, let's see, Charles Spencer piano. Giovanna d'Arco. Giovanna d'Arco was one of Marilyn Horne's sort of big Rossini recital items. And, I don't think anybody sang it better, but she's different, and that's what matters. Then we've got Rossini heroines, arias from, are you ready? Zelmira, Maometto Secundo, La Donna del Largo, Elisabetta, Regina d'Inghilterra, which was the original home of the Marriage of Figaro overture, if I'm not mistaken. Semiramide, Bellraggio, of course, plus La Nozze di Tete e di Pelio. I have that in the complete Rossini edition. I don't think that was absolutely complete, if I recall. And this is with the orchestra of La Fenice under Ion Marin. And a bonus DVD, Portrait of Cecilia Bartoli, which I just can't bear to watch. So, there's that one, which is just delicious. Then we've got highlights and rarities. Opera, arias, and duets, songs, and cantatas, CDs 4 and 5. And this is a bunch more songs, opera, arias, and duets, and some cantatas, some more cantatas, or excerpts from cantatas. We have the orchestration of Giovanna d'Arco, and this is with Bartoli, Daniela Barcelona, Rolando Villazon, and Bryn Terfel. She has wonderful colleagues. So, and all kinds of people are involved in this. Charles Spencer, James Levine, Jean-Yves Thibaudet, and orchestras with and Adam Fisher and Myung-Won Chung and Ricardo Chailly. I mean, these are like excerpts and things, but that's fine. Then we got the whole Stabat Mater. Yay. Stabat Mater is wonderful work. Absolutely wonderful, with Luba Orgonosova, as first soprano, Bartoli as second soprano, Raul Jimenez, fabulous tenor, and Roberto Scandiuzzi, bass. This is the Vienna Phil with Myung-Won Chung and other people. What's this one? The Barber of Seville, the famous Barber of Seville recording, using kind of sort of the critical edition, sort of almost. I don't think it was quite the critical edition, but it was an attempt, which is really a good thing. Under Giuseppe Patinet with the Orchestra del Teatro Comunale di Bologna. And let's see, who's singing along with Bartoli? William Matteuzzi is the Count. Enrico Fisore is Bartolo. She's Rosina, of course. Leo Nucci is Figaro. Bercoladze is Basilio. And it's a very good performance. Delightful performance, actually. And it sold billions, and everybody was very happy with it. Cenerentola was another one of her major roles. Now, there are very good Cenerentolas out there. As you know, there was Claudio Abbato's and a few others, but including on videos. Federico von Stade did Cenerentola marvelously. Was it Teresa Berganza, I think, is with Abbato, and this is of course one of the great ones too. With some of the same people we had before: William Matteuzzi, Alessandro Corbelli, Enzo Dara. Enzo Dara's great as Don Magnifico. Fernanda Costa is Clorinda, and Gloria Banditelli is Tisbe, and Michel Pertusi is Alidoro, again with the Bologna forces. So that's a good thing. Il Turco in Italia. Oh, yeah. Delightful comic opera. This is Ricardo Chailly with La Scala forces, and cast including Michele Pertusi, and Bartoli, of course, and Alessandro Corbelli, and Ramon Vargas, and people like that. So that's fine. Let's see. La Scala di Seta, the Silken Ladder. Oh, what a great overture that has. It's one of my all-time favorite Rossini overtures. With Luciana Serra and Bartoli and Matteuzzi and Roberto Corviello. I mean, you'll notice that this is with Bologna people under Gabriele Ferro. You notice that there is a cast, a company, actually, which is really lovely, that reappears in these operas. You may not like all the singers, but they work well together. And these are comedies. They require a certain, timing and cooperation between, all the performers, which is really in evidence here for the most part. It's really great. Then we've got, what's this? Oh, this is the first DVD. It's Cenerentola, Houston Grand Opera production, under Bruno Campanella, with Bartoli, Raul Jimenez, Alessandro Corbelli, Enzo Dara. All the same people. You get to see the people you hear in the actual studio recording of the opera. And one of the nice things is that these performances are actually, the live performances are generally pretty good. I mean, I don't like to watch DVDs of operas particularly, but I've seen these, and none of them make me absolutely crazy. So that's really great. So we've got Le Comte d'Ori. Yeah, there's something. Le Comte d'Ori. Pardon me. With Javier Camarena as Le Comte d'Ori, Cecilia Bartoli, Rebecca Olvera, and various other people. I don't have to go through the whole list here. And this is the Orchestra La Scintilla of the Zurich Opera. There we go, under Muhai Tang, which is quite delightful. These are some of these new critical editions that Philip Gossett worked on, and it's really, really good to hear them. Otello, we know that story. That's the wonderful story about how when it was first performed in England, two of the matrons sitting at the opera were heard to exclaim, "Oh my goodness, the tenor is murdering the soprano," in the last act. On-stage murders didn't usually happen, you understand. So it was kind of a big deal that Otello had like an actual murder in it. So we have John Osborne, Bartoli, Peter Kallmann, who's quite fine as Elmiro, whoever Elmiro is in Otello, and some other people like that. Iago is Edgardo Rocha. So that's with, who's that? Yeah, Zurich Opera. Then we've got, The Barber of Seville. Yes, with, let's see, this is Cologne, the Cologne Opera, with Gabriele Ferro again, and the Stuttgart Radio Symphony Orchestra. The choir is Cologne Opera. The Count is David Kubler, and Carlos Feller is Bartolo, and Bartoli is Rosina. Gino Quilico is Figaro. Wow, when was this done? Gino Quilico is still around. God, I must have seen that one 100 years ago. And last but not least, Il Turco in Italia on DVD, with Ruggero Raimondi and Bartoli and others. So that is her Rossini legacy thus far. It does not consist of, the stranger operas, all the, the wonderful Neapolitan tragedies and things like that. But I have to say, when all things are considered, it's a wonderful box of stuff. And even if you're not like a big Bartoli fan, as I said, it deserves respect and your patronage, and it looks really nice on your shelf. It can stare down at you like one of those paintings with eyes that follow you as you move around. So there you have it, a wonderful little tribute to a great composer from a great singer, and we're not likely to see productions like this anymore. So get them while you can. And keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.